everyone, today we are hopping right into Birchbox vs Ipsy for March, and again, I had so much fun trying out all of these products for you guys. If you missed my last two videos, I've been opening my subscriptions as soon as I get them so I can try everything and give you guys little reviews in these videos. The overall ranking for as long as I've been doing these videos is 16 Ipsy and 21 Birchbox, but Ipsy has been totally on point lately. I feel like they've won like the last 2 times. So if you guys want any more information on these services or if you want to sign up, my links to do so are right down below, but let's not waste any more time and get started with Ipsy. Here's the bag for this month. I thought it was cute, but again, I didn't feel like it was anything super special. It just has this rose pattern on it. It has a really bright orangey coral going on, and as far as the theme goes, it was Hello Spring. Let's go ahead and get into the one thing that I liked the least out of this bag this month, and it is this hair product right here. This is the Caviar Anti-Aging Miracle Multiplying Volume Mist. It just says to spray this on clean, towel-dried hair before blow drying, and I thought that this was okay, but the thing that it did, I didn't really love. So for me, I love super soft hair, and volume for me is like not at the top of my priority list. I don't really know why. Maybe it's just because I haven't had like a ton of struggle with it in the past, but when I did spray this out, I was very happy because it was super fine and it really didn't feel like it was weighing down my hair. It smelled really good too, but that initial thought, because it was so fine, it didn't feel like it was gonna do anything. Like it didn't even feel like I put anything on my hair. So I just combed it through, and then I think I like put my hair back up in my turby twist as I normally do before I blow dry. I did focus this primarily on the roots, and I will say that after I got done blow drying, I did feel that this did something, but like I said in the beginning, I don't like really textured hair, and that's kind of what this did, but it was nice because it didn't weigh it down and it didn't make my fine thin hair feel like super dirty. It wasn't a bad feeling, but for me it's just something I don't like personally. I would rather not use a lot of product on my hair and for it to just feel super clean and super soft. So I will say this did what it was supposed to do, but for me I just don't think it was a very good match. The one thing I will say though is that I did like this because if I ever use it again, I don't have to worry about using too much because this spray is not super heavy. Next up is something from Pixi, and this is the Beauty Blush Duo in Rose Gold. I was so excited to see this in Ipsy this month because I haven't tried a ton of Pixi products, and I loved that this was a blush. For some reason during this time of year, I can't have enough blushes. I will say though that I've worn this a few times. I do have it on my cheeks today, and it's okay. I feel like the quality of the blush is not the best that I've ever used, especially this morning when I was dipping my brush in it. I just thought it took a lot to really build it up to the color that I wanted. So I thought that was a little bit frustrating. I will say though that the highlight in here is probably the standout between the two. Again, it still has that same kind of powdery texture, and this highlight does tend to lean on like the yellow side of things, but I think it's pretty and it's super pigmented. I have tried swirling these together and wearing it that way, and I really didn't like that at all. I actually tried that on this cheek this morning, and I felt like the overall look was just like very glowy and not very pink, and I love me some blush, so I definitely wanted to see that shine through a little bit more. Next, let's talk about this big old bright lip I got going on. So I did get one of the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipsticks, and this is in the shade Kitten Heels. This is the one product I broke out immediately as soon as I opened my Ipsy bag because I have seen these and I haven't really tried a lot of liquid lipsticks. So as far as this goes, applying it is a dream. This stuff is so pigmented, guys, you won't even believe it. The applicator is nice. It's not the most like precise thing, but I didn't have any trouble like applying this and getting a fairly precise line. The one thing though with this is that it feels incredible once you put it on, but after about 30 seconds it gets really tacky. This stays really tacky though for I would say maybe like 10 minutes, and then it does dry down just a little bit, but like as I'm wearing this right now, I've probably had it on for about 30 minutes and I still feel that little bit of tackiness. The color though is gorgeous. It is a little bit more on like the orangier side of reds, but I don't know, because of the texture I'm still like kind of on the fence about it, but because the shade is so beautiful, I do see myself wearing this in the future. The product coming in at number 4 is a Manna Kadar Beauty eyeshadow, and I have only tried like one other thing from this brand, but I feel like what I've tried I've really liked. So this is the eyeshadow in Fantasy. This color, when I first opened the bag, I thought was beautiful. It's almost like a very metallic taupey color with a little bit of rose in it. I will say that as I sit here swatching it on the back of my hand, it's not looking like a whole lot, but that shine is just what I love. That metallic finish is so beautiful. So the way that I've actually been wearing this, I do have it on my lids today, but I foil this like with a really nice flat brush all over my lid, and guys, it is gorgeous. When you actually get this on the eyes though, I'm looking at this right now because I don't feel like a lot of that rosy color translates. Like when I was down in my room getting ready this morning, I thought it did, but as I look at it right now, it just looks super iridescent and light. But for me, that's the exact lid colors that I like to wear, so I thought this was really pretty. I will say that if you don't foil this, the texture is not the greatest and the color payoff is not the best, but I do love, love, love the size of this sample. And last but not least, my favorite product from Ipsy this month is this brush right here. And how many times can I say it? I absolutely love getting brushes in Ipsy. This is from the brand Bogacious. Again, I'm probably saying that wrong, but last time I got like a smudger brush that I still use, and this just says it's an eyeshadow brush. I have totally loved the shape of this brush, guys. I feel like it's awesome, especially for packing color all over the lid, and you better believe I used it with that Mannequin shadow this morning. The two things I really liked about this brush though were the amount of bristles and like the fatness of it, because it just feels like it has just the right amount of bristles, but I also love the length of them too. Sometimes I feel like the bristles can be too long and then you're kind of like going on your eye and you just feel like you don't have a lot of control, but then sometimes they're too short where you don't feel like you have a lot of movement either. I have just been reaching for this every single time that I've been doing my eyeshadow, especially for my lid or even like my outer V, and I just think it's awesome, guys. This brush brand, I gotta look into them more. So that's everything that was in my Ipsy bag for March, and after looking over everything, I think I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10. So let's go ahead and hop right onto Birchbox. So here's the Birchbox box for this month. As always, I just feel like they're getting cuter and cuter, and I just love the little patterns they have going on. So this just has these little bursts of color. They're this really pretty blue, and as far as the theme goes, it was ready for anything. Getting into my least favorite product though is another hair product. Do you guys see a trend here? I just feel like I have my hair stuff nailed down, and I don't love getting a bunch to try in these subscriptions, I'm not gonna lie. But this is another thing from Parlor by Jeff Chastain, and this is the smoothing blowout spray. On the front, it does say for full polished blowouts that last, but on the back is where I got really interested because it says that it fights frizz, protects from heat, adds volume, and adds shine and smoothness. So out of the two, like out of this one and the one I got from Ipsy, I was a little bit more excited to try this one because it seemed more up my alley because it was going to make my hair soft and luxurious. So what I did just the other night, I applied this to my towel dried hair right before I blow dried, and I will say the texture was not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be like a fine thin mist, kind of like that one from Ipsy, but this was definitely more creamy and thick. I mean, it sprayed out of this bottle okay, but it just was not what I was expecting because it felt a little bit heavier on my hair. The one thing that I can say as far as texture goes is that it's very, very comparable to the It's a 10 stuff. I sprayed this about 4, 5, 6 times just around my hair, and then I brushed it through, and I will say that it smelled really, really good, but it was strong. My initial thought, like after spraying it that 5 or 6 times, was, oh my gosh, I used too much because I can smell a ton of this stuff. When I got done blow drying though, I didn't notice a huge difference at all by using this product. So for me, like next time I use this, I feel like I need to use a little bit more to get more smoothness, but on the other hand, with this texture, I have to be very, very careful so it doesn't weigh my hair down. So yeah, for me, I don't see myself reaching for this really anytime in the near future, maybe someday, but I just hate those products that I have to worry about. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this under my sink and it's probably gonna get lost. Next up is this itty bitty sample from Milk Makeup, and I was excited to see this in the box, but this sample size, I mean, come on, it's a little bit ridiculous. So this is one of their lip colors in cream, but it's like spelled out C-R-E-A-M, and the full size is $22. It says this mauve nude lip color instantly gives you rich pigment while the demi matte finish stays put all day. Now I didn't try this until just this morning because I kind of had more going on with the eyes. I'm like, maybe I can pull off a nude lip today, maybe. Once I got this on my lips though, I thought it was a pretty color, but I was like, I just can't do it. I feel naked without some bright lips on today. So obviously you could tell what I had to go do. So as far as this goes, like I said, the color was really pretty. For me not liking nudes, I'm surprised I like this so much. As far as the formula goes, once I got it on my lips this morning, I thought it was nice. It glided on super, super well. The color payoff was awesome. And I do feel like right then, after I got done applying it, it was very, very comfortable. It was definitely more of a demi matte finish, but I do feel like it's something that could get a little bit dry, like if I wore it all day. But yeah, I mean, this little sample I think is honestly ridiculous, which is why I ranked it so low. And again, I mean, this isn't a color that I would pick out myself. But yeah, I had a really fun time trying something from Milk Makeup. I've been hearing a ton about it because it's super new to Sephora, and I do think I'll have to to check out this line once I do see it in stores. Next up is something from Smashbox, and this is their Photo Up Eyeshadow Trio and Filter, and the full size is $28. As far as the way this opens, it's very, very interesting, and I will say it's been a little bit hard to get used to, and at times I've had trouble opening this. But as far as the colors go, I do think they're a little bit small, but I have been getting some use out of this, and I have all of these colors on my eyes today. In here, the highlight shade is very, very nice and opaque. I really like the quality of all of these shadows. They're super, super velvety. But that highlight shade is called Vanilla, and it's definitely more of like an off-white. You also get a shade called Sable, which is a great, great crease color, and it's more in like the medium neutral brown family. And then your deepest, darkest shade is called Sumatra, and it's just a super rich chocolatey brown. I've enjoyed using all three of these actually. The highlight is very, very nice and opaque, so when I put it on my brow bone, I just feel like the look is complete. As far as that Sable color, that is totally the crease shade that I have been loving lately. It's just super, super natural, and I always apply that first before going into that darker shade just to blend everything out. And then your deepest color is really, really nice because you can never go wrong with like a dark brown, and I feel like for me, when I just put this on my outer corners and I blend it out with Sable, it looks beautiful. I feel like in swatches, the colors are okay. They're not like the brightest, most vibrant colors ever, but I feel like on the eyes, they're exactly what I want. I do have the Perfect Palette Tag 2 coming up on this channel for you guys, and I say that because one of my favorite palettes in that tag is from Smashbox. I've really, really been loving their eyeshadows lately. The products coming in at number 2 today from Birchbox are these eye pads right here, and I really, really liked them. So these are the Woma Schumann Hydrating Collagen eye pads, and the full size is $18. These are 100% collagen pads that plump, hydrate, and restore, enhancing the eye contour gently and naturally. The first thing that I noticed when I opened this was that the product was super liquidy and messy. I got this little tray out, and is this weird that I like saved these for you guys? So like when I slipped this out, I don't know if you can see that, but there is just like liquid all over this little tray, and these little guys were like put in here perfectly. Hold on. But I will say that once I got these out and I put them on my eyes, they were so easy to apply. The texture on these guys, I wrote in my little notes, like I put in my phone when I try these things so I can remember what I thought. I said that these felt kind of like squid. Like they're super gummy, they're like super flexible. I don't know, it was just very, very interesting. But I did put them on my eyes, and when I did, they were super, super cooling and very easy to apply. They clung to the skin so well. It does say to wear these for 20 minutes, then take them off and pat in that excess product that is like left on your under eye area. And I will say these were very, very comfortable and easy to wear for the 20 minutes. They just felt super cooling and nice on the skin. But once I did take them off, there wasn't a lot of excess product to pat in. The weird thing with this though is that even after I took them off, they felt like they were firming my skin. And I have never felt that with like a skincare product, but it was really, really interesting because that's exactly what these are supposed to do. So yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna have to check out the full size. I mean, I've tried, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 brands, and so far these are like at the top of my list. I really, really love them, and I'm anxious to see how many come in a pack for $18. And last but not least, my favorite product out of Birchbox was actually a skincare item, and that's very, very exciting. So this is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream, and the full size is $26.50. In the description, I have to read this to you guys because it's exactly that. It says, this is rich without being greasy, and it sinks in without any residue. And guys, when I touched this for the first time, I love super creamy, thick moisturizers, and this really wasn't that at all. But even though this does have a thinner texture, guys, it blends into the skin so, so well, and it is so incredibly moisturizing. I couldn't believe it. I've almost used about half of this jar. I'm putting some on my hand right now, but I've been using this almost every single night. A little definitely goes a long way, but I just love that when I'm massaging this into my skin, it gives me enough time to like get it on there, but I can feel it soaking in, and then once I'm done, I don't look extra shiny or greasy at all. Now, I've been a huge fan of the Benefit Total Moisture Facial Cream for a very long time. I have a full size in my bathroom right now, but I think I like this even better. I can't believe I'm saying that. This is a little bit thinner in texture, but I feel like this soaks into the skin a little bit faster and a little bit nicer than the Benefit one. The Benefit one can feel a little heavier on the skin, and that one does have a lot of fragrance. So for this not having really any fragrance at all, I just feel like it's going to be great for sensitive skin. So that's everything that was in my Birchbox for this month, and after looking over everything, I think Birchbox finally pulled out with a win. I'm gonna have to give it a 7 out of 10. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I got in my Birchbox and Ipsy for this month, and as always, please give this a huge thumbs up and let me know what you got in your subscriptions down below. Like I said, if you want to check out anything about any of these products or the services in general, everything you will need is down in the description box, and also if you want to check out a few of my other recent videos, just click that little eye. But other than that, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Thank you so, so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!